Hey, and welcome. Oh my gosh, we are going to talk about such a good topic. Not a fun topic, but overcoming, man, rejection when people hurt you and life just does not seem fair. I've got some really good stories that are going to really speak to this and hopefully will resonate with you, will encourage you, will inspire you. Just looking at my lighting per usual. So if you are new here, let me know where you're from. I want to know in the chat box where you're from because I'm just excited to have new people here. It's always exciting. So, also, before I forget, make sure if you don't know my new, oh, thank you, Matt. I was just going to say my new show, Love Without Borders. Thank you guys. Is the fourth episode is coming out this Wednesday on Bravo TV. So make sure that you tune in for that. It's everyone's been saying on my I just realized my ring's not on. Everyone's been saying on my YouTube, they're like, yeah, everyone, all the couples, everyone's playing nice, everyone's being respectable, but we know the drama is coming, and you have no idea. The drama is coming. We'll see how much the editors left in, but there was plenty drama. Yeah, I was pretty much like flying from one country to the next and doing Zoom meetings because of one drama after next. Like it was like filming scenes, flying, and putting out fires on Zoom meetings with couples. Lots of fun. So hopefully the editors will keep some of that in there and you will see the drama. But yes, please make sure that you watch Love Without Borders. Fourth episode is coming out on Wednesday. You can watch the other ones. Um, Hell yeah, 6'4". Yeah, Chris, I'll find you attractive, of course. You will see the episodes. If you don't have Bravo, you can watch them on YouTube. Just go to Bravo TV and you can watch them there. So getting good. I think this Wednesday, it's like the sparks are about to start flying, good or bad. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching this show. I really appreciate it. So it's really interesting. Sorry, we're just to recap, we're talking about overcoming rejection when people hurt you and life isn't fair. And I'm going to tell some interesting stories. Here's the thing. This is what I feel about rejection. I think that rejection, and I haven't coined this phrase. I don't say like Arica Angelo said this and it was brilliant because I got this from someone else and I don't know who it was. But when you get rejected, rejection is often redirection into a different place. And so when you are in the thick of it, when you're in the heat of it, when you are in the despair of rejection, um, it feels like the end of the world. I'm just I'm going to share some stories with you guys about how this actually plays out. But when you're in it, it feels like it's the end of the world. It feels like you will never, ever come out of it. It's an engulfing type of pain, rejection, which is a huge reason why I do what I do, because I have a belief system that we're not actually meant to experience rejection. I believe that in a perfect world, we are made from love, and that when we experience rejection, it is like poison to our system. Our body's like, what the hell is this? Because I'm not supposed to taste this. And so you're right. But when it does happen, it can be all consuming. So and when that happens, life really does feel unfair, doesn't it? I'm just curious. Anyone in the chats, have you experienced rejection before? I'm just really, really curious about that. I'm going to share a personal story, something that happened just recently, and how I realized that rejection was actually protection. Like we could go so many ways with this. Rejection is protection. Rejection is a redirection. Also, when I say rejection is a redirection, sometimes with rejection, we also have to realize that sometimes it's the mirror that we need. And what I mean by that is it's like if people keep consistently rejecting us, it's like, okay, the common denominator in this is me. So I need to take a hard look at myself and ask myself, what is it that needs to change? What needs to change in me? Do I need to change what I'm tolerating? Do I need to have better boundaries? Do I keep allowing low hanging fruit into my life and I keep getting disappointed with the low hanging fruit, but yet I keep going back to it. And I'm like, hello, better boundaries. That's what we're here for. Also, really quick, if you guys are here, make sure that you hit the like button because that's really going to help me out. I see that there are many of you on here, but I don't have the amount of likes as it shows that people are watching. So make sure you hit the like button right now. That will really help me out and getting YouTube to share my work. But yeah, sometimes we got to change what we are tolerating into our lives. Sometimes we are just allowing things and allowing people that should never be in our life. Thank you guys. I saw a couple people hit it. More of you hit it. So I love that. Garth was saying, he said, Erica, spot on. Rejection was always a catalyst to self improvement. And it was the same for me. I have to say, I've been through rejection in my career, rejection in relationships. And it's just like, it's always that kind of like, ooh, things need to change. And so, also before I forget, when we talk about better boundaries, I haven't shared this as much, but I want to share it here. You haven't gotten my boundaries Bible. If you're that person and you're like, I don't know how to stand up for myself and I keep chasing low hanging fruit and I keep tolerating low hanging fruit, then make sure that you get that boundaries Bible because it's going to tell you exactly what to say. It's like a full on script on what you need to say in your relationship. So, I want to tell you guys a bit of a story. Now, this is rejection in terms of like career, but I think we can all agree that rejection, period, never ever feels good. Period. And rejection is rejection, whether it's in a career, whether it's in a relationship. But I'm gonna share something that happened in my career, and hopefully this will support someone in terms of rejection being a redirection. Um, and and just a good honest mirror about what it is that you really want. So, years ago, I was a part of this community. I'll be kind of vague to kind of protect things. I was a part of this community, and I was very new at giving dating and relationship advice. But even though I was new, my stuff was still really good. Like in this business, like either you know your shit or you don't. And I just always knew my shit in this. I know people, I've known people, I've been working with people for a very long time. Even before this, I was helping people, because my parents are ministers. So I've been in the people business for a long time, helping people out. And so there was this community, and out of this community, they were creating this other community. Thank you, Matt, for that. He's like, Erica is the shit. Thank you. They were creating this other community to support people and relationships. So it was a community that was creating this movement to help support people and relationships. And one of my dear friends at the time said, Erica, I really think you should get involved in this community. Like, I think that this would be really good. Here was a challenge, and this is where boundaries are very important. I want you guys to pay attention to this. This is where boundaries are super important. I was watching the things that were coming out of this movement that they were creating, and I was not on board with what they were talking about. I didn't agree with their methodology. I found that there was punishment in their views. I found it to be toxic. I found it to be judgmental. And I was like, I don't, I'm not in alignment with what these people are saying. Like, I think this is bullshit what they're saying. But people were like, Erica, but if you're part of this movement, this could really accelerate your career. This could really help your career. And so, how many times in relationships do we choose people that we know our insides are crying out? This is bullshit, but we still keep hanging on because we hope we're going to get the big picture. We're going to get the beautiful relationship, the love that we want, the sex that we want, all the things that we want. We think that if we compromise, if we negate what we know to be true on the inside, that we will get what we want. How many times do we sell ourselves short? Thankfully for me, I did not on this one, but I thought about it. I thought about it. So, never joined. Obviously, I have my new TV show, but shit, it took 14 years to get here. I mean, I lived in LA for years, hoping that that would position me to share my work on a broader scale. No, moved to Bali. That's when I got the opportunity. Go figure. That's the story for another time. So I listened to myself, but I did feel rejected. I'll be really honest with you. I saw all these people, they were doing stuff with media and with video, and all these people were creating their own platforms out of this movement. And I felt really rejected. I felt left behind. I felt looked over. I didn't feel like I was like questioning my work, like maybe it's not as good as I thought. Maybe my voice isn't as valuable as I think it is. And that's the challenge, you guys. When you're single and you're trying to find someone, you start questioning your self-worth. You start questioning your identity about what it is that you bring to the table. And this is where, if you don't have strong boundaries, where you will sell yourself short and you will continue to repeat the same mistakes of getting involved with people that you have no business. Say it with me. You have no business. You like the way my mouth just went, no business being involved with. Okay. So fast forward to now, today, and me and my partner were in Germany visiting his family for the holidays, which was epic, by the way. Germany was incredible. Wow. The Christmas markets there were like next level. Mulled wine, next level. Food, next level. Amazing. Amazing. So I meet up with a girlfriend from the States who was involved with this group. Now, she wasn't a part of that movement, but she was involved in the grand scheme of the community. And she begins to tell me her story of being involved with this said community. And I told her, I said, I was always on the outskirts of this community because just I've seen communities like this. I've seen they look bright and shiny on the outside, but then once you get on the inside, things are dark and messy and not as polished as they are on the outside. So I'm like, so I just stood on the kind of outskirts and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna fully immerse myself in there because I know how this plays out. But I never felt, obviously, when you do that, then you don't fully feel like accepted by the community either because you're not being a full participant. So she's involved with this community and she starts to tell me the horror stories of this community, the betrayal, the deceit, the lies, the manipulation, the taken advantage of. And the whole time she's telling me this story, I'm thinking in the back of my mind, oh my God, I thought this whole time I was rejected and I felt so overlooked by this community. And holy hell, this was my protection. I was being protected because had I gotten involved in that community, like that, what happened with her, like that stuff could have wiped me out. Like that kind of betrayal and deceit that she went through, I was like, holy hell, that would have like really messed me up because I've been a part of stuff like that before. And it does something to you on a deep level. I know I'm being very cryptic, but and so I look at where I am now and the opportunity I am now, the fact that I have my YouTube channel and I have you guys, and it's just like, thank God I listened to myself. Thank God I trusted my own self boundaries despite the rejection. And this is the lesson for you. Pay attention. Like this will save your life if you pay attention to this. Because when we get rejected, that is the easiest time for us to start slipping up on our boundaries, to start negating our boundaries by compromising on what it is that we really want, on who it is that we really want, because we start believing these stories that it's never going to happen, it's never going to be our time, it's never. But the reality is how you show up in that rejection when life does not feel fair, how you show up by honoring your boundaries, by trusting yourself despite the pain, despite the setback, despite the rejection, how you show up, whether you will stay true to you and the voice that's on the inside of you, of your desires and what you want. Or if you sell yourself short, you sell your soul out, and you just go and negotiate and you get involved in that relationship that you have no business being in, and you repeat the cycle all over. Like these are the governing factors that position you, those decisions, because at the end of the day, like our life is comprised of the decisions that we make. And that's hard. Like that's hard. I remember like I love that rapper girl Cardi B. I think she says crazy stuff and I just love that she's just so vocal. But she even said like there was this moment where she had to go to some lawsuit over something that a mistake she had made from her past. And she was like, I wish I had been paying attention to my career and not being so foolish, because now it's cost me. And I forget the whole premise of it, but it cost her lots of money essentially. And so it's like we don't realize that our decisions is what our life it's what our lives are made of. And so in those times where rejection shows up and it hurts and it's painful and you feel low and you feel like you're never going to come out of it, that is the easiest time for you to think that you should just sell out and compromise and get into bed into those relationships that have no potential, they have no future, they're not giving you the love that you desire, they're not feeding your soul, you don't feel alive with them, you don't feel valued by them, you don't feel appreciated by them, but you eat the crumbs that they give you, hoping that those crumbs will fill you up. And it's like, no, you see, because when you continue to say yes to that, you're saying no to your future. And we have to be really mindful of that. And so I want to encourage you with this. When you feel like life isn't fair to you, trust me in this. Trust me in this. Somehow, this is a redirection for you and it's a protection for you. So the redirection for me in this situation where now I'm just so grateful I didn't sell out and I listened to my intuition. I listened to my boundaries. I listened to my values. I didn't negate my boundaries by going, okay, yeah, so these people are teaching a bunch of bullshit, but doesn't matter. Like I'll get a big career out of this. So I was like, no, 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 no. I'm not gonna put the energy into this, because this, even though they're getting a lot of accolades and they're becoming popular, which now I don't think anyone even pays attention to this group that they created anymore. I don't even know if it's still a thing. Like it's just kind of fizzled out. But the reality is, by listening to my own boundaries and trusting myself, one, I avoided the heartache, unfortunately, that my friend went through. And two, I position myself to be in the driver's seat of my life, which is through my YouTube channel now, with the television show, now running my own company by myself, not contingent upon partnerships, but just like, okay, no, what is true for Arica Angelo? And so I can tell you that in those moments, I wanted to compromise bad, really bad. And when you're feeling low in your singleness, or you've been rejected, or you've been hurt in your relationship, This is a time where compromise seems really, really sexy. It seems like your only option. Like, that's the thing about rejection, is it just corners you in and it puts these blinders on you and it tells you you have nowhere else to go. And the reality is that that is not the truth. The truth of the matter is you have somewhere to go, and it's to turn back and go back into yourself and remind yourself of your own vision for your life. What does your partner look like? What does your relationship look like? How do they make you feel? What adventures are you going to go on? What values do you guys carry together? What life will you build and create? And it's like when rejection has you cornered in, that is a time to go nowhere else outside of yourself, but back into yourself and to remind yourself of the vision, to get very clear about the vision, to get excited about your vision for yourself, for your relationship. So, yeah, it can feel totally unfair in those moments. And you have to let yourself feel. I'm not one of these speakers who believe in just like you just got to move on and you just got to it's like, oh, shut up. Like, we're human beings and we have feelings and we have emotions and shit hurts, so let it hurt. Don't run from the pain. You're not weak. It's not going to kill you. Don't run from the pain. Be in it, feel it, go through the emotions, because that will support you in your relationships. Running from pain, running from emotions only makes you weak and ill equipped to deal with emotional challenges in relationships. So don't run, not little bitches here. But then when you felt all the pain and you've gone through it, then you go come back to yourself and you go, okay, what is my vision? And I will stay true to my vision of what I want. Even though this compromise seems like a good opportunity, it's not. It's going to end in disaster and you're going to end up hurt. And it's going to leave marks and it's going to leave wounds that you will, not if, you will bring into your next relationship that you will have to work through. Those decisions that you make, they come with consequences, and those consequences come with you into your next relationship. They do. We can try to pretend like they're not going to follow us. They do. So be mindful of your decisions now, especially when you've been rejected. This was a damn good video. This is like a life video right here. So make sure that you share this with your social media. Share this, repost this on your stories, on your Facebook, on your Instagram. Share this one because this one was a powerhouse message that will change and redirect your life. So let me come to the chats. Let's see. Thank you guys again for the show. Hi, Tyler. Hello from Palestine. Wow. Wow. Thank you. I feel very honored to have you here. Thank you. Hi, Mott Press from Buffalo, New York. I'm so glad that you are here. Jeffrey, hello from Baltimore. So cool. Matt is watching part 3 of my show, Love Without Borders, tonight. I assume you're watching it on YouTube at Bravo TV. Thank you for watching. Chris is like, I'm 6'4". Will women find that attractive? Of course they will. What are you talking about? Like, yes. At the end of the day, like when you become that kind of a person that doesn't give a shit about what you think people will find attractive, that makes you attractive. That makes you priceless. The minute that we stop giving a shit and we just finally come to terms with ourselves and we start accepting ourselves, that in itself makes us attractive. Sure, we got some polishing up to do. I know I feel like a lot of men have like some lack of social awareness skills um, that really make them suck with women. But understanding that, accepting that, working through that will get you over that hunch. Thomas, I'm so glad you're here. Garth, thank you for being here. Blair, hey, Erica, how have you been doing? I've been good. Came back from Germany, back home in the south of France. Love it here. Love it here. Blair says, having a small circle of fruit is really helpful. Yeah, I think having a small circle of friends that will tell you the truth can be life changing. Gar says, just to share, I found that letting The rejection process subside naturally helped a lot, meaning one needs to accept the rejection and give it the time it needs to subside. Then most importantly, it definitely is a process. I agree with you in that. To resist a rejection and don't cling to what the universe is not giving us. Yes, but easier said than done, right? Um, Thank you, Thomas. He says the story on rejection with a career hits home. Yeah, I've had a lot of those career rejections, and now I'm just like, shit, I should have been saying thank you. Um, Gar says, go with the flow and you will get what's meant for you. Oh, cool. Garth is in Germany now. What part of Germany are you in? He says, I'll have a glass for you this evening. I went to the Dresden Christmas market and oh my God, that was an experience. I'm a big Christmas like junkie. I love Christmas. So it was just incredible. And my partner's family introduced me to an Advent Christmas where you get a Christmas gift every day. And I was like, what? Where has this been my whole life? Um, Thomas says it was like everything I worked for went for naught. I had to pivot and go into a different direction in my career. I'm glad you pivoting is very instrumental when things don't work. And staying the course at the same time, which is very interesting. Sometimes it's staying on the same course, but making small pivots within the course. That makes sense. Matt C says, glad you like Germany. Gar says, love it, Erica. I guess we need to ask ourselves, would we be happy dating ourselves? Then we should hopefully attract the right one. I think that is a great question. Really great question. Mott says, wow, what you were saying really hits home to me. I'm so, so, so glad to hear that. And maybe rewatch this again. Hi, Jared. Thank you for being here. Hey, JJG Golden from Texas. What part of Texas? Universal Light says, you need to interview Zan Perion again soon. I know Zan is just one of my favorites. That guy is just all heart. I really, really love his work. Thank you, Jared. He says you're on the right track. Great work. Bless you. Thank you. LS's best explanation ever. I'm so glad that made sense for you. Matt says, awesome girl. Sean says, hello, Erica. Caught the last bit. Going to have to watch from the beginning. Yeah, Sean, this one is really good. This is a meaty one. Thank you, Ellis. He says, really good video. Okay, good. Matt says that the first episode's back on YouTube. Matt Davies says rejections are opportunities in disguise. Couldn't agree more. Oops. Wow. That's so crazy. It says I'm live. Why am I don't know what just happened. That's nuts. Where did that just go? Wow. That's crazy. Am I still live, you guys? Wow, that's nuts. I just hit the wrong button. Okay, I guess I'm live. I don't know. Anyways, I probably should wrap this up because I hit something wrong. Am I still live, guys? Because I can see it's a weird. You're okay. Okay. Yes, I'm still live. It's so weird. I hit the wrong button and it's doing a weird thing. I'm gonna wrap this up because yeah, it says I'm still live, but I don't like the view. It's like giving me a headache. So yeah, rejection is a real thing, but there are always going to be opportunities. So I'm glad. Thank you, Thomas. He says, I love the life experience you're dropping today. It's real. Shit is real. Oh, Garth is from Paderborn, 2 hours south of Hamburg, 2 hours north of Frankfurt. Cool. I was a couple hours away from Berlin. Hi, Juan. I'm glad you're here. And JJG is from Waco, Texas. Very cool. I think I've been through Waco. I don't know if I've spent much time there. And Ella says the explanation reminds me of the story from Muji, Have Faith in Life, about a king and his counselor. I'll have to read that story. Cayman says, I had to fall back and effect on my life and career. After being rejected, and part of me wasn't sure if someone would take me serious. Absolutely. Absolutely, darling. Sometimes we need to just step back and reassess things and go, how am I showing up And what pivots do I need to make within myself? You're welcome, Garth. He says, thanks a lot, Erica, for your channel. And Universal Light says, thanks for everything, Erica. Listen, at the end of the day, guys, it really boils down to, can we honor ourselves? Can we honor our boundaries and get really truthful with ourselves? And like I said, if you need support with that, make sure I pinned it in the comments. Get my Boundaries Bible. That's a great introduction to learning how to speak up for yourself, learning how to execute, to make way with those boundaries. So it will change your life. It's tons of scripts that are laid out for singles, people in relationships, and people who are in toxic relationships, like how to stand up and speak up for yourself. All right, guys, I love you. Stay tuned for Love Without Borders this Wednesday. On Bravo TV, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if you don't have Bravo, it will be coming out on Bravo TV on YouTube. I love you all. You matter, and you will get through this. I'll see you guys next Monday. Take care.